Good day, beautiful people. Good day, beautiful people. So, another quick video. Working on the recall, right? And this is where what I call training is life, right? Because a lot of the time you will see trainers put a dog in a controlled environment, right? And this is a controlled environment to a certain extent. But as you can see, there's other dogs here. He's very highly distracted by the other dogs, right? He wants to go into the dog park. You can hear him whining and you know, doing all that excessive behavior that we typically don't like, right? But I'm using this to my advantage, right? To teach him that it doesn't matter what's going on in the real world, because at the end of the day, there's still a lot of distractions out here. This is a new area. He doesn't know this area. This is his first time in this space. There's a lot of things that he smells and hears and all of that good stuff that's distracting him, right? But I'm using this real life situation to help train his recall indirectly, right? So I want to show you guys how I do that, right? So every time I walk up to the gate, he knows this is the entrance to the gate, right? You see, he smells the other dog. So what I'm going to do is take this opportunity to work the recall. Ollie, yes, good boy. Now, to be fair, we've worked on it a little bit before I turned on the camera, right? But the fact that he's deciding to come back to me, right? Even with the distraction of the puppy, that's my puppy there, and then it's another dog, Baxter, excuse me. He's my dog as well. But then I also have a Rottweiler over here, Bane, which is a dog I trained as a puppy, but I board him every so often. So he's not my personal dog. He's you can say a board and train, but I trained him when he was a small puppy, when he was like Knuckles' age, like 4 months. I had him on an 8-week board and train. So I'm using this opportunity to create rules, boundaries, and limitations, right? Rules, boundaries, and limitations is very important for a dog, especially with a high drive dog like this, right? Ollie, yes, good boy, that's a good boy. And what I'm purposely doing is expressing super excitement every time he makes the decision to come back to me, right? Because the goal is when we get in there and when I take the leash off, he still makes the decision to come back to me, because coming to me is fun. It's not a chore, it's fun. Yes, good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. So we're gonna keep working this number, right? And I know the video is terrible. I'm holding the phone, holding the leash, and training the dog at the same time. We're gonna keep working this number. And also what I'm gonna do, right? You see, as I open, nope, if he pushes through, the gate closes. Ollie, yes, good boy, that's a good boy. I recall him back to me and we start over until he realizes that I have to lead him into the section, right? So we're gonna try it again. Nope. Ollie, yes, good boy, that's a good boy. Now, eventually I won't have to call his name. Eventually he will be looking for me to see where I'm going, and he will naturally follow me, right? And that's how you build the leash etiquette. Good boy, Ollie. That's a good boy. That's how you build the leash etiquette, right? So these are all little tricks, man, that I do when I'm training dogs. Nope. Ollie, come. Yes, good boy. That's a good boy. Now, normally I don't allow dogs to jump on me, but like I said, this is the first day that I have him. So I'm allowing him to do things that I normally wouldn't do, that I will correct later. But I don't want to break his excitement for coming back to me, so I'm accepting him jumping on me right now, right? But that's fairly easy to fix. Nope. That's fairly easy to fix in the future. Nope. I'm waiting for him to look at me. Yes, good boy. Right, so now we can enter. See how that works? See how he was slower to come inside? So all those little cues are very important, you know, when you're training a dog, right? Free. Now, I said free, right? Obviously, he's still on a leash. But the free, I coupled that free command with the fact that he's not being restrained by me, right? So now he has more freedom to roam on the leash, right? And eventually that will lead to when he's off the leash, right? Or when I let him off the leash, when I fully let him off the leash and I say free, he knows that that means he can go be a dog and do whatever he wants. But then, right, that's where the recall is very important. Look at this goofball getting all tied up in the leash, right? So now in these moments, right, this is a perfect time for me to work the recall, right? Good boy, right? Ollie, of course, he has the leash in his mouth. So I have to get him to get the leash out of his mouth. Ollie, 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 Ollie. And I keep working this number. Ollie, yes, good boy. That's a good boy, Ollie. See, I have to become more fun than everything else in the environment, right? Ollie, yes, good boy. Yes, 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 yes. Right here. Yes, that's a good boy, Ollie. That's a good boy. And mind you guys, this is the first day we're doing this, right? So I'm not expecting him to be perfect. I'm not expecting it to look like, you know, a competition recall where he runs and curls and head comes up to my side and he prances like a draft horse next to me. That's not why we're doing this, right? This is functional training. This is not show training. This is functional training, right? So again, stay tuned so you guys can see the improvement of Ollie. The standard dachshund, you don't see many standard dachshunds at all anymore, right? Which I love. I would love to get a standard dachshund. They got him imported from Serbia. So yeah, stay tuned for the development of Ali on his 3-week board and train. You know how we do, man. Brandon, the Packmaster Edmonds, the Structure K9 Academy. Stay safe, better yet, stay dangerous. And keep dogging it, baby. Peace.